The Subnautica community has spoken and chosen the most annoying creature in the game. We'll now take a look at the top 5 most annoying creatures in Subnautica, as chosen by you guys. Hey there, I'm Aki and welcome back to Subnautica. But before we start, make sure you subscribe so you can vote on the next poll for another one of these videos. Also, there's a slight spoiler warning for this video since I will talk about some creatures that you won't encounter right at the start of the game, so if you don't want to spoil yourself, come back later. Now, let's start the list. The number 5 spot has actually surprised me a lot, but I can understand where you guys are coming from. The Mesmer can be quite annoying, constantly forcing you to stop doing whatever you were doing and pulling your character towards it. And if that wasn't bad enough, it then slams its tongue into your face and tries to eat your nose. Personally, I wouldn't have put it in the number 5 spot, but Subnautica players have spoken. Small, carnivorous life form with a unique hunting mechanism that enables it to hypnotize its foes. Outer wings, the Mesmer swims using a number of wings which can be angled up and forwards on approaching its prey. Tiny lenses on the surface can be tilted independently to create mesmerizing patterns which flood the victim's brain with enticing messages, interpreted in whatever form is most convincing by the target. The Mesmer can open a jaw-like recess in its protective outer shell in order to its beauty. Do not resist. Assessment. Draw closer. At number 4, you guys voted for the Reaper. I can definitely agree with this, and I would have put it in a similar spot, even though I also really like the creature itself. If you couldn't tell. But Reapers can be quite annoying, sneaking up on you in your Seamoth and then suddenly giving you a big hug. But also damaging your Seamoth in the process, so I guess that's kinda bad. They can also be very persistent. I once had one follow me all the way back to the safe shallows, so I guess that's another reason you guys put it on the list. Leviathan class species are the vast organisms at the top of their respective food chains. This species is a streamlined hunter with highly developed senses. Powerful mandibles. This Leviathan is capable of locking prey in place with 4 powerful mandibles and drawing it within reach of its jaws. Simulated pressure exceeds Seamoth crush resistance. Echolocation. The deep roar emitted by the Reaper at regular intervals is effectively sonar. If you can hear it, the Reaper can see you. Profile. Scanned specimen measured 55 meters long. Observed circling its prey and attacking from behind. This creature is almost all muscle, very little brain. No sense of morality, just muscle, synapses and teeth. Motivational note. Congratulations on getting close enough to scan it and living to see the results. Assessment. Extreme threat. Avoid in all circumstances. The creature at number 3 is also something I'd have put in a similar spot. The Warper can be very annoying, especially when you get your first Seamoth and haven't encountered one of these yet. Not knowing that they can teleport you out of your vehicle and will instantly attack you after doing so can lead to a pretty annoying situation, usually ending up with you switching to your creative mode save and stabbing Warpers for the next 30 minutes or so. No? Just me? Okay. But luckily, they won't attack you after you've cured yourself, so at least there's that. But you gotta admit, they look pretty cool. An aggressive creature with the ability to teleport itself and others in space. No genetic crossover identified with indigenous life forms. Demonstrates no recognized defensive behavior. Mechanisms located in the head region provide its warping capability, which it uses to stalk its targets. Appears to hunt other life forms, but no digestive organs have been identified. Internal structure considerably more complex than other known organisms. unable to distinguish whether organic or artificial nature. Assessment, further research required. And the second most voted for creature is the crashfish. Now, this didn't surprise me at all. I would have probably put this in the number 1 spot actually, but you guys seem to hate another creature even more. Now, the crashfish lives in these small plants, which you will usually find in safe shallow caves. If you get anywhere just remotely close to it, even in creative mode, yeah, just let that sink for a second. In creative mode, these guys are so mean they attack you even if they can't damage you at all. God, I hate these guys. If you get anywhere near them, they will shoot out and follow you and eventually explode right in your face. Not only that, but they can deal huge amounts of damage and can often instantly destroy a sea moth. Like, dude, that took ages to build and you just destroyed it in 1 second. What is wrong with you? These things really do deserve second place on this list. This unusual specimen has developed an emergency defense mechanism based on mutually assured destruction. Forward-mounted eye enables the creature to identify and track potential predators. Sulfur plant. The sulfur plant has evolved to feed on sulfuric compounds secreted by the crashfish, which makes its nest within its leaves. Stronger, more protective plants provide superior nesting grounds, which in turn provide the plant with more nutrients from larger crashfish. Defensive mechanism. Concentrations of sulfur build up in the organism over time. If the crashfish collides with something at sufficient speed, the spikes on its torso are impacted, triggering an explosive chemical reaction. Assessment, equip stasis rifle, repulsion cannon or similar before approaching the shallow caves. The most annoying creature in Subnautica, as voted by you guys, is the bleeder. I can definitely understand it being on this list, since it's not only really hard to spot while swimming around, but their nature and way of attacking you is really gross. They latch onto your arm and start sucking your blood, their back slowly turning red. That is so gross. The worst part is, it's really hard to get them off if you don't have a knife on you, so you're stuck with something sucking your blood out of your arm until you somehow manage to punch it off with your scanner. Yeah, well-deserved first place. A simple parasitic organism, little more complex than the common space tick, but just as dirty. Ductile sac, used for collection and digestion of blood drawn in from host creatures. Jaw, rows of teeth and mandibles used to attach to the skin of its victims. Behavior. The bleeder's low speed and poor defenses suggest they have evolved primarily as carrion feeders, but they are also prone to target larger living creatures, which are less likely to notice and take action against this parasite. Assessment, inconvenient and unhygienic. Avoid or incapacitate. And those were the first creatures you guys got to vote for. This time, the most annoying creatures in Subnautica. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like and share this video so other people can vote on the polls to make them more accurate. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!